Hi everyone, Michael Anderson with 365 Technologies. Wanted to get a quick video out today. We know a lot of businesses are dealing, of course, with the COVID-19 pandemic and some demand from employees to work from home or be in a remote work situation. And wanted to look at how businesses with an Office 365 for Business subscription can take advantage of Microsoft Teams. Teams is, of course, part of Office 365. It's a communication and collaboration platform. And so we just wanted to cover today really a crash course on how you can get that up and running for your business as a way to keep your teams communicating and connected during this time. This is not going to be a deep dive or in detail video. We really do recommend that you work with your IT service provider on a strategic rollout of Teams to best take advantage of its features. Today is really going to be just about the basics and getting this up and running to help support your employees, your staff during this time. So the first thing we're going to do is head over to office.com and log into your Office 365 for Business account. That's going to take us to the home screen, and up at the top you'll see a listing of all the applications with your subscription. You may see Teams there. If not, you can click on the app launcher or the waffle at the top left, and Teams may appear under there, or you may need to expand that out to see Teams. If you don't see Teams here, it may be that it's not included in your Office 365 subscription, or that your administrator has disabled it for your organization. Assuming that Teams is installed, there are three ways that we can use Teams. The first is through a web browser. So again, heading to office.com and clicking the Teams icon will launch Microsoft Teams in the web browser. The first time that you launch it, you may be prompted with this page here, which offers the option to get the Windows desktop application. You can do this, but I want to show you the web app. So we'll go ahead and click on Use the Web App, which will take us here. And so this is Teams within the web browser. You do have the option from this point to install the desktop application from your account menu, which you can find by clicking on your picture or your initials and selecting Download the Desktop app. I do have the desktop application installed, so I'm just going to head over there and sign in. And once this comes up, you can see that it really is identical to the experience in a web browser. So it's really your preference whether you would prefer to deal with Teams in the web browser or the desktop application. For this demo, we're going to work in the desktop app. I'll also mention the third way of working with Microsoft Teams, and that is the mobile application, which is available for both Android and iOS. You just head over to the App Store, download Microsoft Teams, and you log in with your Office 365 credentials, the same username and password that you would use to log into office.com. So now that we're working in the desktop application of Teams, I'll touch on a couple of the key areas in the navigation menu over on the left. The first being chat. This is where we can initiate private conversations with team members. You should see a listing of the different members within your Office 365 installation, and you'll be able to have conversations with individuals that have Teams installed. Clicking on this icon up at the top will initiate a new chat. You can see here that I have a conversation going with our purchasing manager, Kent Reimer. There are different status icons by their picture or initials. Green would indicate that they are available and online, whereas yellow or red would indicate that they are away or busy, potentially in a meeting. You can see here in my chat with Kent Reimer that I can message him, I can send files, I can react with an image or an emoji, I can comment or react to different messages. I also have the ability to initiate a video call, audio call, or screen share. The second area I want to highlight is the Teams area. So while this is not essential, and everything you need to do in Teams you can do in the chat area in terms of communicating, the Teams tab does provide the ability to create departmental communication channels. And so we can create or join a team down here at the bottom. You can see that we already have one set up for our service team as well as a general channel for everyone at 365. I can go ahead and create that team, build it from scratch, and then I can choose between a private team where people need permission to join, a public where anyone in your organization can join, or an organization-wide group where everyone in the organization is automatically joined. We don't generally recommend org-wide groups, although one example where this may be beneficial is creating a group for COVID-19 updates and information. So let's go and create that group as an example for what can be done here. I'll click on that org-wide, change the name to COVID-19 updates and information, and give it a description. The team gets created as well as a general channel. And so in here, I'll have the ability to type messages that we sent out to all team members. There is the ability within the Manage Team options to change who can post to the team. So if this is a team that you only want owners to post to, you can go ahead and make those changes. There's a number of settings here that will be outside of the scope of this video, but you do have the ability to restrict who can post to an organization-wide team or any team. The final thing that we'll discuss in today's video is using Teams for meetings. There are two ways to initiate meetings in Teams. The first is an on-demand meeting. So if I am within a team discussion, I can click on the Meet Now button. You can see that it will pull up my video camera, which I have the ability to turn off if I don't want to be visible. I can click on Meet Now, and then I can go ahead and start inviting people to my on-demand meeting. So clicking in here, I can select, for example, our Vice President of Operations, Mike Zettler, and I can start pulling people in to my on-demand or Meet Now meeting. The second way is to create scheduled meetings in Teams using the calendar function. So if I click on the calendar tab, you can see that this is my Outlook calendar, and I can go ahead and create a meeting. So if I wanted to have a scheduled meeting Thursday at 4 o'clock, I can go into that cell, and I can call this my operations meeting, and I can start adding attendees. So this might be with Mike Zettler, Kent Reimer, Scott Park. This is maybe a recurring meeting. I can make it a recurring meeting. So if it's going to be every week, Thursday at 4 p.m. And once I send this, I'm going to create that in my calendar with a meeting link that everyone will be able to join. And so now I have my operations meeting, and I'll have the ability to join that. If you're logged into Teams using your Office 365 account, this will also carry over into Outlook. And so now you can see that I have an operations meeting in my calendar at 4 p.m. on Thursday. And if I open that up in the banner up top, it will make my location Microsoft Teams, and it will insert the Join Microsoft Teams meeting link. Interesting to note that you can add individuals who are outside of your organization, and they will be able to join your Microsoft Teams meeting. So they do not have to be a member of your organization, nor do they have to have Microsoft Teams. You can use this to create meetings with outside individuals. So that's everything we're going to cover today. It's really just a crash course or a quick start in Microsoft Teams and how businesses that have Office 365 for Business can implement this as a way to stay in touch and work with teams that are in work from home or remote locations as they navigate the COVID-19 pandemic. If you have any questions, please do get in touch. We're here to help and look forward to helping you leverage these technologies to enable your team to work remotely during this time. Thanks for watching.